In today's cook, we are making the honey bourbon air fried chicken. We all love fried chicken, but have you ever wondered how you could improve it? When I want to have fried chicken that's a little bit extra, this is the recipe that I go to. So I'm going to take you through the very simple steps so that you can make this at home. And I know you're going to absolutely love this. So this is the shopping list. You're going to need some chicken. It's got to be on the bone. So drumsticks, thighs, wings, whatever. Okay, they all work really, really well. You're going to need some plain flour and some corn flour. Now we're using one of my go-to breading techniques when we utilize the air fryer. Always works really, really well. You're going to need some kind of oil. We've gone for a neutral rapeseed oil, but you could use pretty much anything. We've got salt, we've got pepper, we've got some runny honey, we've got some mustard, some garlic, some butter, and we've gone for some bourbon. This is the bullet bourbon. So let's cook. So the first step is to set up our breading. So we're going to go for the corn flour. We're going to use between 3 and 4 tablespoons of corn flour. This is going to give us a nice crisp. We're going to mix it with 1 tablespoon of plain flour just to give us that little bit of a chewiness. Then we're going to season this breading with salt and pepper. Use as much as you want. You don't need to have a load of seasoning in the flour because obviously we are going to be hitting it with this incredible flavor at the end. Now, the next step is to pour over a tablespoon of oil onto your chicken. And we want to nicely coat this chicken because this is how we're going to apply this bread. And we're not using egg, we're not using a batter, we're using this combination of oil and the corn flour essentially, right? And this is the technique that's always worked for me when I'm using the air fryer. Gives you a nice decent coating. It's not going to be a really thick coating, but it's going to be really, really nice, a nice coating once it's cooked. So go through the process of coating all of the pieces of chicken. As you can see here, I've gone for a couple of drumsticks and a couple of chicken thighs just to give me a nice mix. And you can see that there's a decent amount of coating on all of them. But remember, wash your hands afterwards. So that's it, pretty simple. We're now going over to the air fryer. Give it a little bit of a spritz first because we don't want it to stick. Now you'll see, because I'm using this small air fryer today, I didn't have the space to put all of those pieces of chicken, which was really, really annoying, but c'est la vie. So it goes in the air fryer. Give it a little bit of a spray, and then we want to cook this 25 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. Okay, so when you get about halfway through, we can take it out, we can flip it over. Okay, it will have developed a nice crust already, and then when you've got about 5 minutes to go ish, we can give it another flip. Okay, the second flip just to finish cooking. And if there's any bits of the coating that haven't cooked up, browned up, give it an extra little bit of a spray. And as you can see, that looks pretty good. But we're going to make this even better, okay? But once it's done, here's one of the secret things. You stick it back in the air fryer, 5 minutes to rest, okay? So whilst that's resting, we can create this glaze, sauce, drizzle, whatever you want it to be called. So we got our butter, okay? Nice chunk of butter, and then we'll grate in some garlic, okay, and then we've got the spoonful of Dijon mustard. This is just going to give it a nice flavor, okay. And then again with the honey, we've gone for 2 teaspoons there, give it that beautiful sweetness. Then we hit it with a little bit more seasoning just to give it that punch, and then the final, we put in the bourbon. Okay, so I've gone for about 3 big tablespoons. Crank up the heat and then whisk this. Okay, we want everything to be nicely incorporated. Okay, we don't want it to be like a chunks of this and that. We want it to be nicely incorporated. And then as it starts to froth up, it will start to thicken, okay? We're not going to be cooking this for too long. Literally, this, you should be able to do this in about 90 seconds, okay? We just want this to froth up. And then once it's all nice and frothy, you can turn it down a little bit and then start to mix it. And as you'll see, it kind of emulsifies and gets into a nice, thick, like delicious glaze. And then what do you do with it? You get your chicken that's been resting for 5 minutes. Okay, so it's all the juices have nicely settled within that chicken, and then you get this glaze and you absolutely cake it in this glaze. You want it to be glistening, sticky, unctuous, because you're going to absolutely... All right, guys, welcome back to the legendary taste test. Today we went with air fried chicken, but not just any air fried chicken. We went for honey bourbon air fried chicken. Absolutely wondrous little recipe. Anyone can do it. Really simple. And I just know this is going to be absolutely glorious on the palate. And it just did a few steps. We used a real basic breading. There wasn't any major difficult loads of ingredients for the breading, because we were putting loads of flavour on at the very last second. So it's all about the methodology here, the methodology of using the corn flour to get that kind of crispy, creamy breading, and then put in the air fryer, a little bit of oil, making sure that you spritz it with oil to make sure that the corn flour crisps up and goes golden. Make sure that you then leave it in the air fryer for 5 minutes just to settle to rest before you bring it out, and then making our absolutely glorious glaze. Now I'm going to go in and actually taste it before the battery on the camera falls out or runs out even, because I know it is absolutely struggling because I've done a few videos today. So can we see that? Can we see how lovely and juicy that looks? Hopefully it is focusing. I can't see, but hopefully it can. It is absolutely, looks absolutely incredible to me. It is absolutely caked in the glaze. So let's go in and give it a taste. Now this is the thigh. I'm going to give the thigh, and I'll give a drumstick as well, because it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Wow. Absolute bloody lovely. Oh, that is so goddamn good. Chicken. The chicken's cooked perfectly. The coating has that oily, crispy texture and flavour. And then that honey bourbon. Wonderful. Oh. That makes getting that bourbon worthwhile. I used it at Christmas for a couple of cocktails. Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't too keen on it, but using it in this recipe, lovely jubbly. So, you're looking at a absolutely juicy, crispy drumstick there. Let's taste it before we call it a day. That flavour is incredible. I urge you to try it. I hope that you try it. If you like this recipe, remember, do that thing below. Remember to subscribe. Check out the channel for some other videos. There's loads of absolute bangers like this. and some other good midweek bangers that, you know, everyone can benefit from knowing how to do. So have a good one. See you soon, guys.